You did it. You clicked book, dropped a mountain of cash on your dream cruise, and that confirmation email is burning a hole in your inbox. The hype is real. You can already smell the ocean and taste the buffet. But as the dopamine hit fades, a tiny, terrifying voice whispers, "What now? What did I just forget? What if I mess this up and waste thousands of dollars?" Look, the difference between a pretty good cruise and an absolutely legendary one starts right now. It's all about the moves you make long before you even see the ship. And that's why I'm here. After more than 30 cruises, I've made every mistake so you don't have to. I've learned the secrets, the hacks, and the non-negotiable rules. In this video, I'm giving you the ultimate timeline. Every single step from this moment until you are physically on that ship, mojito in hand. We're turning that planning panic into pure, organized excitement. So grab a notebook and let's get this done. Alright, the clock is ticking. You've booked the cruise. There are a few things you have to do within the next 24 hours. This is not optional. First, that confirmation email. This thing is your Bible for the next few months. Don't just look at it. I want you to open it, print a physical copy, and save a digital copy somewhere safe. This email has your booking number, and that number is the key to everything. Next, and I mean right now, take that booking number to the cruise line's website and create your account. Link your booking to your new profile. This is your first big reality check. Go through every single detail like a detective. Are the names spelled exactly as they are on your passports? A one-letter mistake can get you denied at the port. I'm not kidding. Check the sail dates, the itinerary, your room number. If a single thing is wrong, you call the cruise line or your travel agent immediately. Fixing it now is easy. Fixing it next month is a catastrophe. While you're logged in, you're hunting for two critical dates. First, the money date, your final payment deadline. This is usually 60 to 90 days before you sail. If you only paid the deposit, this is the date your cruise will self-destruct if you miss it. Set 15 reminders in your phone. Missing this payment can lead to automatic cancellation and you'll lose your deposit. I've seen grown adults crying in cruise forums over this. It's tragic. Second, find the fun dates. This is when the booking window opens for stuff like shore excursions, specialty dining, and spa treatments. For many lines, this can be anywhere from 60 to 120 days out, or even earlier. Knowing this date gives you a huge advantage, and we'll talk about that next. Finally, download the cruise line's app. Log in. This app will be your command center for the whole planning phase and your best friend on the ship. Okay, you've survived the first 24 hours. Now we're in the first major planning phase. This is where you get a massive strategic advantage over everyone else. The main event is your online check-in. For many lines like Royal Caribbean, this opens 45 days before you sail. For others, it might be 30 days or more. Find your specific date and be ready to pounce the second it opens. I'm talking midnight if you have to. Why? This is your one shot to select your port arrival time. The earliest slots, like 10:30 or 11 a.m., are snatched up in minutes. An early time means you're on the ship eating lunch, while hundreds of others are still sweating in line at the terminal. To make this go faster, have everything ready to go. Digital photos of your passports, a simple headshot of each person for security, and your credit card for the onboard account. And here's a pro tip for many cruise apps. You can often select your arrival time first before uploading all the documents. Grab that coveted time slot, then go back and fill in the boring stuff. And listen up, because for 2026, the digital check-in has leveled up. You'll need to handle an enhanced health declaration, upload a government ID photo where all four corners are visible, and provide an emergency contact with an international number. You also must complete this digital check-in at least 24 to 48 hours before embarkation day, or you could be denied boarding. While you're in your cruise planner, this is also the time to book your add-ons, drink packages, Wi-Fi, and specialty dining. Here's the simple truth. Booking this stuff now is almost always cheaper than buying it on the ship. For a drink package, do the quick math to see if you'll actually drink enough to make it worth it. For that steakhouse you're dying to try, book it now. The best restaurants and times are gone weeks before the cruise, especially on sea days. With the ship sorted, let's talk about the best part, the ports. Winging it sounds cool, but it's usually just a great way to waste time and money. I start this research around 120 days out and have everything booked by the 60-day mark. You basically have 3 choices. Choose your fighter. Port Day Edition. Option 1, the cruise line excursion. This is the easy button. You book through the cruise line, meet on the pier, and they handle it all. The number one advantage? They guarantee the ship will not leave without you if the tour runs late. That peace of mind is priceless. The downside? It's more expensive and you'll be in a big group. Option 2, the independent tour. This is my go-to for most ports. Using sites like Viata or Get Your Guide, you can find smaller, more unique tours for way less money. But you have to do your homework. Read the reviews like your vacation depends on it. Find operators who specialize in getting cruises back on time. You are responsible for getting back to the ship, so book tours that end at least 2 hours before you have to be on board. Option 3, the DIY Daredevil. In super walkable ports or places with great transit, this is the cheapest, most flexible option. You wander, you discover, you live like a local. This takes the most research studying maps, train schedules, and having a solid plan. It also carries the most risk, so it's best for confident travellers in ports where you're docked for a long time. My advice? Make a simple spreadsheet. List each port and the times you're there. Research what you want to do, then decide which of these 3 styles fits best. What's your go-to strategy for port days? Drop it in the comments. I want to see your game plan. We are now in the 90 to 30 day window. This is where we lock down how you actually get to the giant floating hotel. First up, flights. If you're flying to the port, you book them now. And I'm only going to say this once, so listen carefully. Always, always, always fly in the day before your cruise. Do not even entertain the thought of flying in the morning of your cruise. 1 flight delay, 1 weather problem, 1 mechanical issue, and you will miss the ship. The cruise line will not wait, and they will not refund you. Booking your flight for the day before turns a vacation-ending disaster into a, well, guess we'll have a nice dinner inconvenience. That means you also need a pre-cruise hotel for that night. Find one near the airport for ease or near the port to make the next morning a breeze. Many port hotels even have park and cruise deals with parking and a shuttle included. Next, transfers. How are you getting from the airport to the hotel to the port? Cruise line shuttles, Uber, a pre-booked car service. Decide now and book it. Don't be the person frantically trying to get a ride with 5,000 other people. As you're booking all this, pull up your flight, hotel, and cruise confirmations. Check that every single name on every document matches your passport perfectly. A tiny typo can cause a massive headache at the airport. Finally, if you need any special assistance like a wheelchair or you have major dietary needs, this is the time to contact the cruise line's accessibility department and get that squared away. All the big stuff is booked. Now, let's talk about the most overanalyzed part of cruising, packing. Starting 6 weeks out saves you from a last-minute meltdown. But before we pack the big bags, let's talk about your day 1 survival kit, your carry-on. On cruise day, you hand your big suitcases to a porter. You might not see them again until dinner time. Your carry-on is what you'll live out of for the first few hours. What goes in this magical bag? First, your holy trinity, passports, documents, and all medications. Never ever pack meds in your checked bag. Next, pack a swimsuit, a cover-up and sunscreen. This lets you hit the pool within minutes of boarding. I also throw in a change of clothes for dinner, just in case, plus a phone charger and a power bank. Now for the main luggage. For clothing, check the dress code. Most cruises have elegant nights. For men, this might mean a jacket. For women, a cocktail dress. And always pack a light jacket. The ship's AC is no joke. For gear, a non-surge protected power strip is a cabin lifesaver, since outlets are rare. Magnetic hooks are a level 10 cruise hack. The walls are metal, so you can hang hats and bags to create extra space. What not to pack? Anything with a heating element, like a clothes iron or coffee maker. They're a fire hazard and will be confiscated. Also leave behind drones, weapons and illegal stuff. And check your cruise line's alcohol policy before you try to sneak a bottle of wine in your suitcase. We're in the home stretch. These last 2 weeks are for final checks to make sure embarkation is buttery smooth. This is when you print your official cruise documents and luggage tags from the cruise line's website. Your e-docs are your golden ticket. The luggage tags need to be attached securely to your bags. I print them, fold them, and then wrap them around the handle with a ridiculous amount of clear packing tape. You can also buy plastic tag holders online, a great investment if you cruise a lot. Do a trial pack. Does it all fit? This is your last chance to make a shopping list for anything you forgot. Next, handle your real life. Call your bank and credit card companies and give them your travel dates. This stops them from flagging a charge from 𝗁𝗄𝗃 as fraud and freezing your account. Put a hold on your mail. Arrange for pet sitters. Now, tech prep. Download everything you want offline. If you have a DIY port day planned, download an offline Google map of the city. Download movies from Netflix, playlists from Spotify, and any ebooks you want for the flight or for lounging by the pool. Ship internet is slow and expensive. Your offline entertainment bunker is a game changer. Finally, do one last confirmation sweep. Recheck your flight times, reconfirm your hotel, double-check your cruise arrival time. 5 minutes now saves 5 hours of stress later. This is it, game day. All your planning comes down to this. The night before, do a final check of your carry-on bag. Say it with me. Passports, documents, medications. Attach your luggage tags to your big suitcases. Get some sleep. On embarkation day, have a good breakfast and head to the port. Aim to arrive right at the start of the arrival window you selected. Arriving too early just means more waiting in a different line. At the terminal, you'll first see porters. Hand them your big tagged bags. You're free. You'll see them again later at your stateroom door. Inside, you'll go through airport-style security. Then, you'll go to a check-in agent. They'll scan your boarding pass, check your passport one last time, and hand you the Holy Grail, your ship key card. This card is your room key, your ship ID, and your credit card for everything. And then, you walk onto the ship. You made it. But the mission isn't over. Your room probably isn't ready. This is where your survival kit, Carry On, makes you a genius. My pro move, go straight to the Lido deck buffet, or better at the dining area where there is less of a ground. Grab lunch before the hordes arrive. Find a lounge chair, order that first glorious vacation drink, and take a sip. You did it. You can explore the ship, find your muster station for the safety drill, or jump in the pool. The point is, your vacation starts now, not when your room is ready. And there you have it, the complete playbook from booking the cruise to that first drink on board. By following these steps, you've beaten the system, eliminated the stress, and set yourself up for a monster of a trip. You did the work, and now you get the reward. To make it even easier, I've put this entire timeline into a free printable checklist. You can download it using the link in the description. It's got every step, every reminder. it's my gift to you. And if you love cruising, and this video just saved you a ton of future headaches, do me a favor and absolutely demolish that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the 2 previous videos about what you need to know before booking. Now, I have a question for you. What's the number 1 thing you're most hyped about for your next cruise? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have an incredible, well-planned vacation.